And starting simple cross legs, adjusting your buttocks and going from side to side. You're just sliding your feet deeper under your knees and maybe a little bit more forward so you can feel more stable on the base, on your foundation. And use your hands on the knees to push the knees away, so to lift your chest, lift your shoulders even. Then roll them back, gently squeezing shoulder blades, draw your shoulders down, bringing your elbows closer to feel that you're opening more the front of the chest and sitting more on the back of your sitting bones. Drawing your palms in front of your chest, move your chin backwards, and gently close your eyes. Softening your eyelids, relaxing your facial muscles, relaxing your jaw, your tongue and throat. Just notice your breath today. Feeling deep inhalation, so take deep inhalation, feel this coming through the nostrils, all the way down to the belly, and full exhalation, also through the nose if possible. Just observe the movement of your chest, expansion with inhalation and contraction with exhalation. Try to feel that your chest is moving in every direction, to the sides, forward, backwards, up to the ceiling. Sleep, slow, deep breath in, and slow, deep breath out. Relax your facial muscles, relax your shoulders, and relax your knees. Let your knees drop down towards the mat to feel the solid foundation. The position of the pelvis, lower back, upper back, this position of your head, to move your chin a little more backwards, so to feel the back of your neck, sides of your neck are long. Another deep breath in and out, just to notice the movement of your upper chest. So this action in between the collarbones and shoulder blades, so pointing your elbows slightly down and backwards. Feel the front a little bit more open. And then with your next inhalation, focus on your lower back. So feel your lower back sitting on the back of your sitting bones. Yes, finding a slight contraction in your abdomen. So that's our point of focus for today. So front and the back, core muscles, lower back. So really be aware of the position of your pelvis. Feeling the lengthening action in your lower back and slight contraction in your abdomen. Still breathing in and out fully. Take another deep breath in. With your next exhalation, bow your head to your heart, trying not to lose that space in your chest. Release your arms, palms up on your thighs. And with your next inhalation, raise your head and open your eyes. And lengthen your spine even more to this position of the pelvis. So with your place your hands once more on your knees. And with this position, try not to move with the upper chest, not to move with your head. Just very gently move with the pelvis, tilting your pelvis forward and backwards. So it's just a tiny movement, just to work with the lower back. So a little bit more forwards and backwards, trying not to move with the upper chest or with your head. So just to notice the changing of the tension when we're moving forward and then when you're going backwards. Good morning, Andrew. And then still sitting on the back of the sitting bones, feeling the slight contraction in the abdomen. Raise your arms up and stretch. So going a little higher with one side. Just keep spreading your fingers, keep stretching. Taking your arms a little further back, moving with your shoulders and shoulder blades. Just anything you feel this is good. This will wake me up. Yeah, so inhale, look up, and exhale, release your arms. Relax your shoulders, change the cross of your legs. So stretch them forward and change, going from side to side, maybe using your hands to adjust your buttocks, pointing your knees down. And do first couple of cat and cow to be again aware of the position of the pelvis, tilting it forwards and backwards. Noticing how you feel your core muscles when the pelvis is pushed forward And how do you feel this contraction when you push it back? So a little bit more of this. Feel the shoulders. Good. Round your back for a moment. So hold this. You can really use your hands on your knees to pull back and round your back. So sag the belly in. Bring your chin to the sternum. Keep breathing normally. And with your next inhalation, come back to neutral. Raise your arms, and this time cross your thumbs to have a little bit more action in your shoulders, but time to keep sitting on the back of your sitting bones when you're going from side to side, stretching, holding maybe for a little moment, and just try to focus. Like last week, we've been focusing on upper back, so this week on the lower back. So when you hold the pose for one side, so try to feel the stretch on the bottom side of the rib cage to your sacrum, to the lower back, and then slowly going to the other side to notice the change of this sensation from your right side now, lower back, maybe core muscles. So everything is just to be aware of this. And again, go to the right, feel the stretch, and to the other side. Yes, it's still trying to have your pelvis in like a fixed position. Come back to neutral, to center, and then relax your arms. To stretch your legs forward, a couple of movements with your feet opening, back of your legs, so pointing toes, pushing heels. A couple of those, squeezing, spreading toes. So just waking your feet, your joints. Yeah, so moving with the big toes, separate from other four. Just or other eight. Yeah, so just pointing toes contract. It's like really feel soles of your feet contracted, and then push your heels, really spread your toes. Feel the stretch in your Achilles, in your calves, and a couple of movements with your shoulders. Just your feet, your shoulders. And today, it's like I said, it's really focus on the core muscles and the lower back. So this combination antagonist, so to work with the front and then in the back in the same time. And so if you feel this is too much, just feel free to relax and just use this gentler option. So we start just on all four to again be very aware of this. So first, spread your fingers. Take a moment to open your palms, to lengthen your fingers. Very gently going even from one side, put more weight onto your right wrist, then left. And when you feel that your palms and hand are open and your fingers long and every single knuckle is pressed down, your thumbs are wide apart. Now look at your right foot and left foot. So your toes pointing back, and make sure that you're opening your ankles in this one. You're trying to feel the little toe on the mat as well. So kind of slightly being more on the outer knees. Yes. In the same time, bringing your sitting bones slightly, and with this very active pose, or active base, a couple of cat and cow. So just not moving with your feet, not moving with your hands. You're doing any movement with the spine you feel it's good. And so inhaling, opening your chest, lifting your sitting bones, and exhaling, tucking your tailbone, lifting your belly up, feeling this contraction. So really focus on the lower back. That space when you're going to the cat position between the bottom ribs and the sacrum and the pelvis. And that space in your abdomen when you're going to a cow position, when the pubic bone goes back and your chin forward, so feeling the stretch in the front and contraction in the back. So your back ribs are going closer to your hip bones. And sometimes it's too much, so make sure that you're rather coming to neutral than forcing this kind of a back bend in the lumbar too much. So that's the only thing you have to be very aware. If you feel this is too much of the lower back, not let the pelvis tilt forward too much. So join your big toes, place your knees wider, sit on your heels and move your hands further back. So just you can really have this pushing back action. So to sit on your heels, to tuck your tailbone, to contract your abdomen slightly, and then sliding your hands forward, but without losing this. So you're not leaning too far forward. You're still trying to tap your tailbone, going down with the armpits, and maybe very gently moving away from one side to another. But trying to have the pelvis in this fixed position, same with your hands, so just feeling the side stretches. Relax your head, relax your neck. Just keep your arms a little bit more active, feeling your armpits, shoulders, shoulder blades, and the most important for today, your lower back. So keep tucking your tailbone, but still breathing in, feeling that rib cage is on your inner thighs, expands and contracts with exhalation. A couple of those. And then come to your downward facing dog. So at first, just to warm up, so anything you might feel will be good for your legs, for your spine. Take this pretend walking, going from side to side with your hips. Relax your head, so feel your neck long. And then you might bend your legs, bend both legs coming to center, bending your legs slightly, and do with this position a couple of cat and cow. So same, just moving with the pelvis, tilting your pelvis forwards and backwards with the legs bent, so it's a better access. And feeling this stretch. So when the legs are bent, yes, you can have better access to your hamstrings, so you can feel lifting your sitting bones, how you're stretching your hamstrings and tucking your tailbone. There is a slight release in the tension in the back of the thighs. Just a couple of those. And then place your knees on the floor, coming to this very gentle up dog. But before you do that, same, round your back, tuck your tailbone, pushing your pelvis forward. So maybe not at first, not too far forward without forcing this too much. And rounding your back, send your hips back, so fold back, and a couple of those. Yes, forward and backwards, just to observe. So we can practice same pose from different point of view. So for today, it's really your lower back and the core muscles. So try to suck the belly in, up when you're going back. And really open your chest and watch your lower back if it's not too much pressure in your lower back. So then tuck your tailbone even more before you push your pelvis forward. So one more deep inhalation and come back to your Adho Mukha Virasana. So join your big toes, placing your knees wider. Sit on your heels, relax your arms for a moment, so bend your elbows, point them out. A couple of circles with your shoulders. Just release. You can move a little with your hands, with the fingers, wrists. Anything to release the tension, maybe feel that something happened to your wrists. And then stretch your arms forward, so stretch again, coming to all four, and then to carefully to down dog. But with this action, before you lift your knees above the mat, so make sure that you're tucking your tailbone and slowly straightening your legs, pushing your hips back, coming to full downward facing dog. So holding your down dog, really try to tuck the tailbone. Feel lower back long and contraction is hollow in the abdomen. The belly will be sucked in naturally. The more you lengthen the lower back, the more belly will contract and go up to the spine. So you can lift your toes for a moment, pushing your shin bones back, pushing your thighs back, breathing in, breathing out, and then come onto your all four, and then place your elbows on the mat, so coming onto your forearms. You can interlock your fingers, have your elbows shoulder width apart, so in fingers interlock, press your hands, and do a couple of cat and cow in this one. Just slow, deep inhalation, pushing floor away, lifting your chin, And exhalation, same, pushing the floor away, so to be as high as possible with your chest, not collapsing on your shoulders. I know it's a lot for the shoulders. So next time when you tuck your tailbone, when you suck the belly in, keep your toes tucked under and lift your knees slowly, straightening your legs for this kind of dolphin pose. And then bend your legs and lift again, bend and lift. And then come back onto your knees. Relax for a moment, your arms, your shoulders. Do a couple of movements with your shoulders. You can even place your arms behind you. Just let your shoulders drop. Feel the space between your shoulder blades, but also feeling your lower back. And for the next time, we'll go to this low plank on our forearms. So same, if you feel this is too much, feel free to relax. So with the second interlock of our fingers, with the elbows being more on the front of your mat, so you have enough space. So elbows shoulder width apart. You once more lift your knees to lift your hips, and then you will walk back. So today, try not to rather be parallel. Try to stay even a little bit higher, but we'll really focus on the lower back. And then walk forward and back. Yes, feeling this, not too low. Yes, and then. So it's just like 3 times. So make sure that you're lengthening lower back, tucking your tailbone, working hard with the shoulders to tuck your tailbone on a little more. Yes. Feel this contraction in your abdomen. And then, of course, for the next time, relax. So relax your shoulders, and you can take your arms behind you. Relax your head, yes, wrists, elbows, shoulders. Taking deep breath into the belly, fully exhaling. For the next time, use your hands when you take inhalation. So sit up, sitting in Vajrasana, so sitting with your on your feet, on your heels. Yes, opening your ankles, interlock your fingers, rotate your palms for Parvatasana. So to stretch, but be very careful of the lower back. This is very tempting to tilt your pelvis forward. So make sure that you're tucking your tailbone, lengthening your arms. Yes, your pelvis is not tilted forward. It's sitting on the back of your sitting bones, so feeling the lower back long, finding this contraction in your abdomen. Yes, so lengthening, smiling, pressing your feet, opening your ankles, and then lower your arms, change interlock of your fingers. Once more, be very aware of the position of the pelvis. Raise your arms up. Breathe in, breathe out, keep smiling. Yes, lower back long, your front ribs are not pushed forward, so front ribs to the back ribs. Yes. Back ribs in, lengthen, and exhale, relax your arms. So come onto your hands to tuck your toes under. If you feel that you can sit without your hands on your toes to stretch your toes, so just take a moment to feel this action really push back. Yes. Yes, stretch your toes. If you can sit for a moment on your heels, so stretching and opening soles of your feet. Notice this again. Navel goes back to the spine. Yes, it's a lovely stretch for the toes. You can help yourself with the fingers to make sure that your little toes are also pointing forward. Yes, so good. Stretching soles of your feet, and then come back to your all four. Tuck your tailbone and lift your knees just above the floor. Just above. If you can keep your feet and knees together, keep them together. If it's too much, keep them apart. Yes, so really push the floor away. Round your upper back, round your lower back. Feel contraction in your core muscles. Breathing in and breathing out. And then carefully place your knees down, relax your toes. Yes, you can one more time sit on your heels now with the toes pointing back, so you can open and spread the toes. So for the next one, what we'll do, as I told you, this is a core class, so it's a lot for the core. So you will stay with the toes pointing back, bringing your knee to your chest. So trying to bring your knee to your chest, just holding this for a moment, and then we will go with this knee to the opposite elbow, so trying to just tuck your tailbone, lift as much as you can, so contract to lengthen the lower back. So enjoy. So first, your right leg. So coming onto all four with the knees hip width apart and feet as well. So bring your right knee to your chest and your heel to your bum and just hold it for a moment, rounding your lower back. So just in a line. So your right knee to the right elbow. Yes, hold and breathe. Remember, you're holding the pose, not the breath. Keep smiling. Okay, and change. The right knee down and the left. Try to round your upper back, use your core muscles, hip flexors. Try to lift this knee as high as possible, maybe even to the armpits, not only the elbow. So higher, higher. And release. Yes, you might relax for a moment your wrist. Yes, it's a lot for the hip flexors and the quad. So holding, this is a different thing than just using the momentum. But still, try to bring it as high as possible, going to opposite elbow. So not a big movement, yes, without activating this, because this will very tempting to tilt your pelvis forward. So make sure that you just stay with this tiny movement, short movement, but contracting your abdomen. So it's like 5 times your right elbow to the right knee to the left elbow, so cross the midline. Yes. So just finding this, making sure that you really rounding your upper back and lower back to bring the leg higher. So 5 times, elbow and knee to the elbow and just away. Slightly away, so back to neutral, and then again, contract your abdomen. Yes, feeling this. Yes, yes. Your toes pointing back, so it's a contraction for the sole of the foot, might be crampy. So make sure that you're using also your breath, so exhaling to make this crunch. Inhaling neutral, open, exhaling crunch to close. When you finish 5 times, relax. 5 times each side, of course. Yes, relax your wrist. Yes, go to the cross. Yes, left knee, right elbow. Yes, really round your back. Make sure that you're using your core muscles to lift this leg up high. Relax your wrist. And just 5 times. Just save your energy for more, because there will be more. Okay, so relax for a moment, your shoulders, your wrist. Yeah. Okay, so for the next time, we'll go to downward facing dog just to warm up before our sun salutation. And we will do very similar thing. So just 4 times, you will bring the knee to your chest. You will stretch the leg up to go to cross to the left elbow. So 4 times. And for the 5th one, you will step in between your hands. Yes. So yes, raise the leg up, inhale, exhale, make this crunch, bring this knee to your elbow or even to the armpit. So exhale, contract, inhale, open, stretch, exhale, contract, trying to bring this knee as high as possible. Yes. And then for the 5th time, place your foot in between your hands. Yes, so that might be helpful with this to help you set more flowy with the leg for sun salutation. Just lifting this leg higher, lifting your core muscles. Just a couple of movements with your legs, with your feet, moving your pelvis forward. Yes, But for today, focus on the back leg. It's like really someone is pushing this heel forward and pulling it back. Yes, so the back leg, it's more active. Notice your lower back when you take your right bottom back and left hip forward. So notice the tension around the lower back. On the right side and on the left side. And then step back to your downward facing dog. So adjust yourself, lengthen lower back. And do the same with your left leg. So left leg up, 4 times to the right elbow, up. Exhale, bring it, crunch. Inhale, bring it closer and higher. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. And for the 5th time, step in between your hands. Same first, just a little movement forward, backwards, straightening your leg, pushing this back heel forwards and backwards. Really feeling the back of the knee, feeling back of the thigh. Smiling, stretching. And then lean as far forward as you can. Lean forwards, just push forwards. So use this like if you feel like you need to use this momentum to step forward to bring your right foot to the left one on the front of your mat. You can separate your feet, so place your feet hip width apart, softening your knees. Wrap your elbows, going from side to side. Upasana Hasta Uttanasana, relax your head, relax your neck. Yes, you can have your legs still slightly bent, so it will be easier to slowly warm up your legs, your spine. To go from side to side, gently, not too far. Maybe straightening one leg, the other one is bent. So just take a moment. Change the grip of your elbows. And try to straighten your legs a little bit more. Moving your pelvis forward. Yes, pelvis forward, hips forward. And then backwards, standing on your heels. You can lift your toes, spread your toes. So when you move forward on the ball of the feet, so your toes will stay nice and long and spread. Yes, so to have the soles of your feet really long and broad, solid base, solid foundation. Then release your arms, relax your arms, bend your legs. You can place your hands on your thighs. Look at the navel, so really to lengthen back of your neck, round your back. Feel this action, lower back long. Just contracting your abdomen and slowly to stand up. Yes, so standing with your feet hip width apart, just a couple of circles with your shoulders. Yes, a couple of toes. Yes, you can do a couple of movements also with this standing. So bend your legs one more. Do a couple of movements with the pelvis, cat and cow, trying to not to move with the upper chest. Just move with the pelvis and notice the difference when you're tilting your pelvis forward, feeling the stretch in the back of the thighs. And when you're tacking your table, like hamstrings are released, but you have to work more with the quads and the core muscles. So how this everything is connected. Yeah, so even slight changing of the position of the pelvis. When you go, for example, for the forward fold and you feel this is really, really a lot, so enough to tap the tailbone to less tension a little bit. And then again, slowly come up. Yes, another couple of circles, movement with your shoulders. So you feel this really open, squeezing shoulder blades. So turn your palms forward and just go rounding so a little bit more for upper back. So open and squeeze a couple of those. Just to be aware of this position. Yes. Then raise your arms up and give yourself a stretch. So right side, left side. a bit more. Feet are hip width apart, so make sure that your heels are slightly more outwards. Your feet are parallel to each other. Yes, and too wide, so it's a stand, narrower stance. So outer heels in line, your toes pointing forward. If it's too much, have your hands on the hips coming to Utkatasana. Yes, so really, yes, watch your knees. Your knees are not going in. Feel your thighs are coming parallel. Yes, reaching up. Yes, parallel thighs, standing on your heels. Good. Feel this. Go a little lower, and tuck your tailbone. So tucking your tailbone to find these core muscles active, not too much. Yes, so tuck the tailbone, also not too much, so your lower back is not flat. Come up and relax. Yes. So for Utkatasana, it's important just to bend your legs, having a natural curves in the spine, not to flatten your lower back too much, but also not to lean too much forward. Yeah, so it's a lot for the quads and a lot for the bum to work with. So one more time, place your feet if you feel this will be good, because this is more tension when the feet are together. So if it's okay for you, so you can join your feet, then it's less control for what your legs are doing, because of course you cannot, go with the knees in anymore. So have your legs together. If it's okay for your lower back, raise your arms up and try to feel that you're sitting on your sitting bones. Make sure that the weight is on your heels, so your knees are not going further forward over your toes line. Yes, reaching up and tucking your tailbone slightly. So yes, don't go forward. You're going down. Yes, of course you need to lean slightly forward, but try to reach up. You're going down with the hips, but you're reaching up. It's fantastic for the quads and buttocks to build up a strength in those. And when you straighten your legs, you can feel water relief. Yes. So the straightening your legs, still pointing your buttocks down, you will feel the stretch in the front of the thighs, hip flexors, and your core muscles going a little bit more in. So that's what for our sun salutation today, to be ready especially when we're coming up. Is to make sure that you're tucking your tailbone, that it's really supporting your lower back before you raise the arms up, so you can stay with the legs slightly bent. So having this core muscle. Same when we're going quickly from down dog to up dog, not to just let your pelvis tilt, so keep kind of tucking your tailbone to protect your lower back. Because as you know, sometimes this up dog can be really, really painful for the lower back. So tucking your tailbone, contracting will help you with the length here with the lower back. So stand in front of your mat. As always, feel free to stand with your feet together or apart, and to have your knees down. So any adjustments, to have fun, to straighten your arms, open your chest. Inhale, raise your arms, reach up. Exhale, forward Uttanasana, head down. Inhale, look forward. So remember to tuck your tailbone, step back. So tucking the tailbone, having your lower back long. Inhale, come to up dog. You can keep your knees on the floor. Exhale to Chaturanga. So tuck the tailbone even more. Inhale up. And exhale, push back to down dog. So tuck your tailbone. Step forward, look forward. Exhale, head down. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, Namaskar. Inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, head down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Table tucked under. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up. Tuck your tailbone, push back, down dog. Step forward, use your core muscles to lift the leg. Look forward. Exhale, head down. Inhale, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, Namaskar. Inhale. Uttanasana, exhale. Look at the navel. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale down. Step forward, look forward. Exhale, head down. Inhale, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, Namaskara. Inhale. Uttanasana, exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, up. Chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Step forward, look forward. Exhale, head down. Inhale, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, Namaskara. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward. Adho Mukha. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Tuck your tailbone. Step forward, look forward. Exhale, head down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, head down. Inhale. And exhale. Halfway already. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Head down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Step forward, look forward. Exhale, head down. Inhale, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, Namaskara. Inhale. Exhale, head down. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, Chaturanga. Tuck your tailbone. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, head down. Urdhva Hasta. Namaskara. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale down. Step forward, head up. Exhale, head down. Urdhva Hasta. Namaskara, just two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, fold. Exhale, head down. Urdhva Hasta. Namaskara, and last one. Inhale. Uttanasana, exhale. Look forward. Adho Mukha. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward, concave your back. Exhale, head down. Tuck your tailbone, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, Namaskara, and Tadasana. So standing in Tadasana, breathe in, breathe out, keep smiling with your arms and legs, with your wrists. So spread your fingers and really think about the elongation. Sometimes we feel there's a lot of tension in our wrists. So try to think that you're reaching down with the fingertips just to create some space. You don't have to pull, just even thinking about the space, you might create it a little bit more. Okay, so have your legs together, unless you feel very unstable or pain in the lower back or any tension, so better to have your legs apart. but if you can, keep them together. Just to again be aware of the position of this big postural muscles like your quads, front of the thighs, your buttocks, core muscles. So that's your center. We cannot work in a separation from this. So take another deep breath in. Good. Keep your chest open, and then relax. So we will need to use one brick or anything you might do as a brick. So it might be a box tissue, or whatever it might be. Maybe even a pillow, or just like a rolled blanket. So anything. You have the brick. Yeah, perfect. Okay, good. So we start very gently. Just have this brick handy. And we will start laying on our back because it's again all about the core muscles, all about the connection between the front and the back. So when you lay on your back, placing your hands on your belly, you can feel this action, tilting your pelvis forward and backwards. You're so finding this connection in between, pressing your lower back as much as you can, feeling your back ribs on the mat so there is no gap under. And your pelvis, your pubic bone is going up, so it means that your pelvis is tilted backwards. So it's often, what is forward, what is backwards. So this is posterior tilt when your lower back is at the longest, and anterior tilt is tilt forward when your hip bones are going higher than the pubic bone, and there is a gap at the lower back. So lower back is arched, it's not on the mat. Okay, so tilting the pelvis backwards, you're pressing your lower back, you're tucking your tailbone so the tailbone goes up. And when you tilt your pelvis forward, yes, so you're doing this. So a couple of those, yes, just to be really noticing the difference. And I know this is pretty easy to feel. So this time I want you to turn on your front. So go onto your front. You can support your forehead on your hands, have your legs straight, and now do the same, because of course we cannot bend the legs kind of. So do the same, do the pelvis tilt, and you will notice that now when you are on your front, support your forehead on your hands, because I have to have the head up unless you won't hear me at all. So keep moving with the pelvis, just keep moving with the pelvis. Tilting your pelvis forward means that you're lifting your sitting bones and tucking your tailbone, tilting the pelvis forward. Or backwards, of course. Yes. So all those movements forwards and backwards, and noticing the change in the tension in the front, in your core muscles on your belly, and in the lower back. So just try now, tuck your tailbone, and imagine that you want to lift only your navel, so belly button up, so nothing else. You want to lift just so it's a tiny movement to lift your belly. Of course, it probably won't be lifted, like there won't be a gap, but you can feel this contraction. Yes. Hopefully you can feel this, that you really need to suck the belly, the navel in, if you want to lift the belly, not moving with the pelvis. And then press your belly and try to lift your pelvis, just your sitting bones. Yes, so this another tiny movement. So to notice the difference when you lift in your sitting bones, your buttocks. Yes, and then you can feel that the belly, your navel is more pressed. But this is also making more tension in the lower back. So try to tuck your tailbone and lift the belly button up. So lifting the navel, lengthening lower back. You can even place your hand on the lower back and notice the difference when you're lifting your sitting bones and when you're lifting your navel. Yes, so hopefully you can feel it. Just let me know after the class if it's not precisely, because this is a lot of mobility in the pelvis and in the lower back. So sometimes this movement is really, really tiny if we lack of this mobility. But again, for the core muscles, for other poses, it's really important. So one more time, roll on your back. can do this without your hands. Just make sure this is nice and relaxed. So just keep rolling. Come back to the position with the legs bent. So now hopefully you feel this a little better. And now when you do this posterior tilt, so the pelvis is tilted backwards, you can feel the lower back is nice and long and the belly goes up to this, or in this position, down to the spine, like we've been on the belly. Yes, so to lift the belly button, to contract the abdomen, to really press your lower back. So this is the moment you're placing the brick in between your knees. So bring your knees closer. Squeeze the brick between your knees and have this 90-degree angle and your feet flexed, so shins and thighs vertical. Use your arms alongside your body to press your shoulder blades, keep back of your neck long, and try to press your lower back. So really focus on this. You have a floor to refer to really having your lower back flat. Move your legs a little away from your belly and bring them closer. Move away. So don't have to be very far away, just a tiny movement, but control your lower back. So the lower back is still super flat and pressed, and you can still breathe. Okay? So notice this. So the more you're taking your legs away from your chest, and you want to press the lower back, the more you have to work with the core muscles. Okay? So a couple of those. Just notice, help yourself with your hands. Make sure that your head is in a proper position, so the head is not tilted back. So chin to the sternum and just your legs. And then bring your knees to your chest. Just relax for a moment. You can walk from side to side. And this time to work with the different part of your abdominal muscles. Yes, holding your brick between your legs, so same position. Having your arms maybe alongside your body or maybe to the sides if you have enough space. But I don't want you to go to the full pose. So try not to tilt your pelvis or lean on one side. Just your legs are moving. So I want you to keep pressing your lower back and moving your knees from side to side. Yes, squeezing the brick. So I want you to feel those muscles, serratus, and on the sides, going from the sides of the rib cage to the pelvis. Yes, so not using too deep movement to really feel those pulls and focus on the lower back. The lower back is long and flat. Just your knees from side to side. Chin to the sternum. Yes, use your arms to stabilize the body. So just your legs and you will feel the movement. Yes, deep inside on the sides of your feet, on the sides of your legs. Yes, so finish both sides evenly. And again, bring your knees to your chest. Now you can take this brick away for a moment. Just give yourself a gentle rock from side to side. Yes, feeling your lower back long. Then place the brick between your feet. So make sure this is like in Tadasana. So you're placing the brick between your inner heels and big toes. Yes. So your feet are flat, parallel. So you're not holding the brick with the soles of your feet. You're holding with the inner feet. Also try to have your knees same width apart, like your feet, like you have another brick. So don't bring your knees together. Now it's a little more for the outer hips. Straightening your legs as much as you can. If it's too hard, keep your legs bent or even place your hands under your buttocks to lift your pelvis slightly. And then move with the legs, very gentle circles. One direction and then the other direction. Of course, full pose is you can even stretch your arms over your head, keep pressing lower back. And then you can do circles. Okay? Very tiny circles, so you can feel the muscles are moving deep inside, not rather using the quads or other parts of your muscles, of other muscles rather. So feel the lower back long, and just those circles, and then you can go with the legs slightly from side to side. and closer and further away from your chest. But still with the focus, of course, your lower back will want to do something. But you use your core muscles to stabilize your lower back, and your shoulders, your arms to stabilize the upper back. So legs from side to side, forward and backward. Yes, good. So hopefully you can feel this is lovely, and it's happening deep inside. So actually you're not using this rectus abdominis, this six pack. This is supposed to be contracted and sucked in. And then relax to take this breath away. Keep it handy and bring your knees to your chest. Gently rock from side to side. So this time you can go deeper. Make sure that you have some space on the right and the left side. So roll over to your right side, placing your knees on the right side and placing your left hand on your lower back. And just trying to feel what is happening there. If you feel some tension, yes, so keep your knees on top of each other, hips on top of each other, and very gently turn your chest. Starting with the belly, rib cage, then your chest to the left. You can still have your hand on the lower back, just checking not only the lower back but also the sacroiliac joints. So this bone between the hip bones. Just breathe into the belly, and with the exhalation, try to turn your belly slightly deeper from the right to the left. And to come out from this one leg by one. So first your left, bring your knee to your chest, and then your right slowly back to center. And then turn over to the left. So really take everything with you. Take your right shoulder with you. So you're laying on your left side, placing your right hand on your back, and then very slowly rotating. Yeah, so your belly, your rib cage, your upper chest, and making it with exhalation. So inhaling and exhaling, trying to make this twist a little deeper, not for the shoulders. So keep your hand on the hip enter if it feels, or on your lower back, just your hand on the lower back, giving this kind of soothing touch. So to give yourself a little bit of a rub or massage, so to release the tension from this part. So it's not for the shoulder today. So it's really focused on the twist from your abdomen, lower back. And then same like the previous side, one leg by one. First your left knee, then right, go from side to side. And this time place your feet on the floor. So make sure that your head is in the right position, so neck is long, chin to the sternum. Yeah, so try not to move with the upper back. So place your arms alongside your body and just let your knees very gently drop from side to side. And same, try not to move with the pelvis. Just to notice the difference when you're taking your legs to the side, you're trying to have your spine long. Yes, and just letting your knees drop to the side, but again, don't force them to go too low. So you can feel your hip flexors, ellipsoas, so those muscles which are attached to the back of the ribs, back ribs, and front of the hip. Okay, so feeling this stretch and trying to stabilize. Even place your hands on the belly, so to feel those different pulls. So actually to take your knees to the sides and not to move with the upper chest or the torso, you're making a deep twist inside. So hopefully you can feel this. Even if your chest is not moving, you're taking your knees from side to side, you can feel this twist, but on the deeper layers of your muscles. So hopefully you can feel that. And then again, one by one, bring your knees to your chest. You can lengthen your lower back. And this time, this is lovely to work with the contraction. So hopefully all you know the Charlie Chaplin feet. So when you lay on your back, your feet are pointing to the side. and you will bring this brick just between your heels. So it's very wobbly, it's very unstable. And when you lay on your back, yes, so turning your feet to the sides, yes, adjusting and pressing your lower back, so taking your knees to the sides. So really, really Charlie Chaplin pose, press your lower back, use your arms to stabilize your chest, and then take your knees away from you and bring them close. So it's kind of like a frogs, yes, taking your knees apart, bringing your heels, yes, to your bum with the brick and taking this away. Yes. So just press lower back. Yes, Jill, toes pointing out. Charlie Chaplin feet. Yes, just your heels are touching the brick. Knees are going apart. And hopefully you can feel this lovely action deep inside. Yes, what is going on? Try to have this brick in one line, so it's not going up and down, it's going forward and backwards, forward and backwards, so your knees are on the track. Again, you're not going too far or too close, so trying to have this brick in line. Yeah, so Rona, you can take your heels a little lower. Yes, more or less in line with your knees. Yes, and now going forward and backwards. Yes, and I know it's wobbly. Yes, so yes, Jill, try to take your knees wider and toes pointing out. Yes, Andrew, chin to the sternum. Yes, good. Oh, good. So hopefully you can feel something is really exciting happening deep inside your core. Good. Okay, relax, relax, relax. So again, you can place your feet on the mat, and this time in going slightly deeper. Yes, just whatever you feel is good. Yes. And you can bring your right knee to your chest to lengthen and press your lower back even more. And the foot coming back to the floor. Bring your left knee to your chest. Press your lower back. Just keep breathing. And then place both feet on the floor. So same without with the brick, but this time without any support for your head. So you will first, just if you can look at this, because I don't want you to stand up and all the time doing some stretches. Actually, first of all, if you need blanket or socks, so get ready. So the pose you know already, we've been practicing this couple of times. So to lengthen lower back, no support for your head now. So you can bring, because we will lift our pelvis by squeezing the buttocks and sitting bones, finding your shoulder blades flat. So this action to point your buttocks towards your heels and to feel this kind of hollow. And then for the second time, you might raise your arms over your head or stay again like this. So this will be a second time. And then, of course, very slowly down. And for the next one, you will use the brick, placing this under your sacrum, so not lower back, the flat under the pelvis. Then you will see if it's okay for you to stay with the arms over or this, and we will work with this a couple of times, one leg, then the other. And then you will go for this one. So either stretching, so make sure that you have enough space, or staying with the arms. If any tension, so I guide you through all of this, but just to have an idea what we'll be doing, and then of course we will go to Shavasana, so you don't have to. So get ready, bring your chin to the sternum, feet and knees are hip width apart, yes, arms alongside your body, and tucking your tailbone, pressing your lower back by squeezing your buttocks, bringing your sitting bones together, lift your pelvis. Into the sternum, so you can feel now your shoulder blades flat on the mat. Pressing your feet and really pointing your buttocks towards your heels and finding this hollow in your abdomen. So this contraction in the abdomen, what we've been practicing in different positions. So now this is the most of it, really to lengthen lower back. So another deep breath in and out, and very slowly start trying to point your buttocks forward to the heels, lower your back, lower your buttocks. You can adjust yourself, shoulder blades and feet. Taking another deep breath in and out, and using your pelvis, just tilting your pelvis backward to tuck your tailbone, to press your lower back. So first, arms alongside your body, lift your pelvis. Yes, keep lengthening. So either you're staying like this or you're taking arms over and trying to lengthen your lower back even more. So it's not this back bend, not Setu Bandha, just really using your core muscles. Shoulder blades are flat. You will feel this kind of hollow suction in your abdomen the more you tuck your tailbone. So it's not a Setu Bandha, not a back bend. It's a different kind of practice. And just one more deep breath. Use your feet. Really tuck your tailbone. Pubic bone goes to the sternum and chin to the sternum as well. So to feel contraction in the front of your body. And then carefully lowering your hips, arms alongside your body. Do anything to release. So you can do a couple of pelvis tilts or move your knees from side to side. And this time we'll go to the option with the brick. So when you lift the pelvis, same, no support for your head. Yes, place the belt, the brick under your pelvis, so the sacrum. So keep the lower back long. So very similar action. So if you feel like you can go higher, you can go on the middle height of the brick. So not too high, just so to make it comfortable, so you can still have this kind of position what we did before without using the brick. So now same, your buttocks pointing towards your heels, you're finding this hollow in the belly, you're pressing your shoulder blades, arms alongside your body, chin to the sternum. So use your left foot, really have it firm, and then very slowly bring a couple of times your right knee to your chest, like we did this on all four. Just keep lengthening lower back, feel this contraction in your abdomen, and just working with this. Be really aware of those deep muscles working. So it's not a big movement, no worries, we will work on Friday even more on core muscles, so please come because it will be fun. But it's really to be aware what is happening, how important it is for core muscles to work with the lower back and the position of the pelvis. And how this is connected with the hip flexors and the quads, so you can probably feel already the front of the thigh. And then change the side, so place both feet flat. If you need to adjust yourself, so make sure that this brick is even, that the right and the left side of the sacrum is evenly supported. Same for the shoulder blades. You can even use your hands to bring your chin to the sternum, so lift the head, lengthen back of the neck, arms alongside your body, and then do the same with the left leg. But same, it's like use not just the movement, you just waving your knee back and forth. Just think about opening inhalation, contracting exhalation to bring it closer. Inhale to open, exhale to contract. Inhaling and exhaling. So make the most from this using all the deepest layers of the muscles. Also using the diaphragm to contract. Yeah, so using deep muscles, contract with exhalation, open with the inhalation. Those, and then again place both feet on the floor. So check one by one if it's okay. Straighten your right leg. If this feels okay, and very slowly, carefully straighten your left leg if it feels okay. You can one more time adjust your shoulder blades, because that's with a straight leg, it's completely different pose. So adjust your shoulder blades. And if it feels okay, you might raise your arms over the head. So that's the full one. But at any moment you feel this is too much, remember one leg, one by one, can be, of course, on the lowest level of this brick. Still, we continue the same action to point your buttocks towards your heels, your big bone towards the sternum, chin to the sternum. So finding this contraction in the front and length at the back. Yeah, so you can relax your feet, but if you are still not completely satisfied with this, you can push your heels forward, flex your feet. So make sure that it's good for you. And all the options, you have plenty of options. They are nice, that you feel better. So just another 5 breaths with this, because to let the gravity do work, we have to stay a little bit longer with this. And remember to come out from the pose like we came in. So arms first, then bending your legs one by one, then lifting your buttocks and getting rid of the brick eventually, and lowering the hips. And take a moment, so to slowly, gradually come out from this. So take a moment with the legs bent, just feeling your lower back long again and flat on the mat. Then moving any movement with your legs, with your knees. So maybe not really bringing your knees to your chest, but if it feels good that you need this action, that your body is like craving, so maybe start with one and then the other one, lowering and then it feels so. Just get your body a moment to come back from the kind of a back bend to forward fold, which is bringing your knees to your chest. So maybe one at a time, so the tension will be spread on one side at a time. And then if it feels still okay, bringing both knees and maybe rocking from side to side. Also this happy baby, but if this is not your favorite, the other one is this Supta Baddha Konasana. So bringing soles of your feet together this time, taking your knees apart and taking your arms inside, holding your outer ankles and gently rocking from side to side. So if the happy baby is not favorite, maybe this Baddha Konasana variation will be good for the lower back. And before our Shavasana, we will go to another lovely stretch, side stretch. So stretch your legs on the mat. Make sure that you are in the center of your mat. And we will go to this kind of like a crescent pose. So you take your left leg to the left corner of the mat, and your right leg is on top. So your legs are in a very relaxed position. Use your left hand to pull your right wrist and stretch to the right. So take your chest, to the left. So your left hand pulling your right wrist to the left. So the body is making like a lovely crescent shape, to the left, stretching, pulling your arm, breathing in. So to stretch the side of the right side of your waist, of your rib cage. So really pull to the left. Breathe into the belly, breathe out, and then come back to center. Now you have to check what's your center. Good. So look at your feet, adjust yourself, take your right leg, right heel to the right corner of the mat. Left leg is on top, so cross your ankles. Use your right hand to pull your left wrist to the right and stretch. So another couple of breaths here. Stretching. Feeling this stretch from maybe your hip bone on the side, inside, deep inside your rib cage, in your shoulder as well. And then come back to center. So adjust yourself, make sure that it's all good. You can use your hands, use the support for your head as well if you need to. So use your hands to bring your chin to the sternum and very slowly, gradually place your head down. Then adjust your shoulder blades, adjust the position of your legs. So if you feel any tension in your lower back, you can have your legs bent, you can stay with the legs bent. Do a couple of pelvis tilts if you feel like. Same with the straight legs. You can find the position for your pelvis the most comfortable. Just doing a couple of pelvis tilts. So there will be a tiny movement, but you will feel the change, your core and the lower back position. And so then let your feet drop off to the sides. If you need your blanket, of course, just use the blanket. Just take good care of yourself before you fall into Shavasana state. So adjusting any parts you feel that this is not really comfortable. So sometimes really making a tiny adjustment, even with your head, moving your head gently from side to side, might release the tension from your neck. Turning your palms up, adjusting shoulder blades, feeling your upper chest more opened. And shoulders heavy, relaxed. So one more time, scan your body from your feet to the crown of your head, relaxing your feet, letting them drop off to the sides, relaxing your core muscles, letting your inner organs drop down to the spine, relaxing your shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers, let your palms be open. And relaxing your facial muscles, softening your eyelids, relaxing your eyeballs, let them drop down into the sockets. Relaxing your cheeks, your jaw, your tongue, so your lips are barely touching. Just another deep inhalation, full exhalation for your Savasana. slowly start lengthening your inhalations. So feel the breath coming all the way down to the belly, expanding your belly. And with exhalation contracts, you can place your hands on the belly. And again, carefully stretch your arms over your head. Just give yourself a proper stretch, stretching from the right side, left side. And then bending your legs one at a time, turn to your right side. Yes, bring your knees closer, support your head on your upper arm. And you can stay with your eyes closed when you sit up. So take your time, raising your head as the last one. Sitting tall, joining your palms in front of your chest. Just once more, bringing your awareness to your lower back, to the core muscles, to finding a position for the pelvis so you can feel this active. You can take deep breath into the belly, feeling the belly expands, contracts, but it's still active. So your lower back is long, your upper back is long, and the chest is open. Slowly bow your head to your heart and thank yourself for today's yoga, your time, and your practice. Inhale, raise your head, open your eyes. Thank you very much. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day. So enjoy your core muscles.